Hello friends, Tanya here, and we are on day 2 of the Spellbinders 2025 Crafty Advent Calendar. I'm going to open up door number 2, and I'm not going to even fib. I opened all of these up back in September, so as soon as I got my copy of the Crafty Advent Calendar, because I had to do some prep work, y'all. I am being very careful to open these doors because I am going to store these with the doors because they have a picture on the inside showing us what is for day number 2. Day 2 is this beautiful mushroom trio with a bunch of foliage around it and a couple of sentiments. We have thanks so much and hope your day is magical. Now, this mushroom grouping is very much similar to the Hero Arts mushrooms that have been out in the past and there's still some of those mushroom stamps current. And I was digging through my stash and having so much fun finding things that would coordinate with this. We're going to start out by stamping this on some heavyweight white cardstock using the Hero Arts Intense Black ink, because I'm doing some Copic marker coloring. I'm going to use these warm grays, 1, 3, and 5, to color the underside of the mushrooms and the little pebbles that are at the base of the mushroom trio. Just going to add little dots over those circles or ovals. Very easy. I am using these colors here, a mix between earth, reds, and yellows, to create the mushroom caps. I was going for that caramely cream colored mushroom cap that we're all quite familiar with. Some of them are darkest in the center of the mushroom cap and get lighter towards the edge, and some are just the opposite. Now, I didn't do this, but I probably should go back and use either some of the Spellbinders and Yasatomo watercolor mixing. There's the clear pearly one, or some, what's it called? Clear Wink of Stella, to add some sparkle to the mushroom caps, because I just think that would be a really great touch. I didn't do that, but it's a thought. Go ahead and try that if you'd like. Now I'm using 3 different tones of green, or 3 different green markers here, to create a variety of greens on the foliage in this grouping. You can easily create a number of different green tones with 3 markers. So you can add variety without a ton of different markers. I'm using the medium colored green here to add some grounding, and it'll help me when I am cutting this out using my Brother Scan and Cut. You could fussy cut this. I wasn't feeling the fussy cutting. I have a Brother Scan and Cut specifically for these moments when I don't have a coordinating die and I know I'm going to want them die cut. I'm adding some pink tones for the petals and some yellows for the centers of these pretty little flowers, making sure I'm getting all the foliage, and then I will carefully line this back up in my mini Misty, use my anti-static powder tool and some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink to sharpen up and make the lines nice and bold on this line art. I am also stamping the sentiments again with the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. It is my favorite ink to use for sentiments, especially if I'm going to heat emboss, which is what I'm going to do now. I have this tub of clear embossing powders. It is just a whole bunch of different jars of clear embossing powders that I combined together. I haven't added any new embossing powder to this in probably a couple of years, and it takes a long time to go through embossing powder. It is a very economical craft supply, and it has such a dramatic effect. Once you have something that will hold the embossing powder, like some kind of sticky ink, and a heat tool and some embossing powder, man, you're going to go for years with a small supply. Now, I did take this to the Brother Scan and Cut and cut the image and a blank, and I'm gluing those together. I did use 100-pound cardstock to do my coloring and an 80-pound backer. Next, I pulled out the Hero Studio April card kit of the month because I wanted some of this gorgeous foliage. We've got a full out fern and a fiddlehead fern and these two heart-shaped leaf dies. I used some Spellbinders cardstock. And next we're going to take the Essential Textures Fine Wood Grain Letterpress from Ultinu and some VersaFine Clair ink in Portobello, which is totally appropriate since we're doing mushrooms. And I'm going to create a background on this cardstock. Now, I started to say the Spellbinders cardstock that I used was Peridot for the lightest, Rainforest for the medium, and Fern for the darkest. And this cardstock is a little bit darker than fawn cardstock, which is what I was going to use, but I'm kind of hoarding it. And I have 3 packs of this retired Stampin' Up! Color. This is baked brown sugar. I think they have a new one that's pecan or something that's very close to this. But if you have those in your stash, great substitute for fawn. Next, I have a 6 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch mini slimline card base here in white, and maybe you like that, maybe you do. I don't. I didn't like how that looked. There was just too much contrast for the style of this card and for the colors that I've chosen for this card, so I went and got another piece of cardstock of the baked brown sugar, and I trimmed that down to 6 1/4 by 6 1/2. Scored the 6 1/2 inch side at 6 1/4 to create a 3 1/4 by 6 1/4 inch cardstock. We are going to now start layering all of our different elements on the card front. I did take a piece of scrap paper and adhere that to the bottom portion of the mushroom grouping, so I have a little bit of space to slide our greenery in behind the image so that they layer up nice and flush together. So I'm going to add just a line of glue down the center of this first fern, and then I'm going to start framing this all up so we elongate our main image to fill the front of this card front. I really like using foliage in this way. It really extends an image and fills a card front and adds so much detail and fun. Don't be afraid to trim off the stems to make them fit the way you need them to. I needed this to be a little closer to the mushroom grouping, so I just trimmed that down a little bit so it could be peeking out. I'm going to do the same with this smaller leaf, but I thought I better test fit it first. I guess that would have looked fine, but I wanted these leaves to be quite close to the mushroom cluster. Now next we're going to pull out the Precision Layering A2 Set A, and you can do this with any of your nesting rectangular dies. Just find one that will fit nicely over your sentiment, and you can do partial die cutting if you need to make a smaller or longer die cut. And I cut both of my sentiments out, and I didn't do any partial die cutting. I just used that rectangle as packaged. I did cut an extra piece of cardstock to back the sentiment that went on the front of the card, and this one says, "Thank you so much." And on the inside, let's finish decorating the front. I pulled out the Peridot Color Essential Gems. There are 4 different size gems in these packets, and I haven't used the green very much, but they really make great little twinkling fairy lights or fireflies, however you want to imagine these, flying around or popping around our cute little image here. I did drop a couple close to the sentiment to really bring this whole image or whole card front together. Next, on the inside of the card, I'm going to pull out my Misty, not the Mini Misty, because this won't fit in the Mini Misty. And I'm going to take that mushroom grouping stamp, and we're going to stamp it on the lower portion of the card. I'm going to use that same Portobello ink that I used for the Better Press plate and stamp that on the inside of the card, and it really stamps beautifully in there. Next, we're going to take that secondary sentiment. I'm going to add some glue to the back of that, and we'll adhere that right below our trio of mushrooms centered in the bottom part of the card. That leaves plenty of space for you to write your message and give this to someone who needs a good thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed playing with all of the products that I pulled out of my stash to finish this card. I took way too much time deciding what I wanted to use. There's so many good mushroom things out there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Check that description box below for a link to all of the products that I used today. And until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.